Join mycountrymobile.com. My Country Mobile.
Is the screen visible now?
Yep.
Oh, you can see Google, right?
Yep.
Okay. Let me
Yes,
quickly begin with the agent application. So agent application, as I mentioned earlier, is also available as a Chrome extension, wherein once you install the agent application on Chrome browser, you'll see a small icon over here and a small widget floating around here, right? You click it, it just comes back. If you don't want to use it, you can just slide it back in. So let me quickly log in. Okay, so one application is what we have integrated. It's a small ticketing system wherein if an agent logs in using his credentials, the ticketing system automatically gets logged in and he can see all his existing tickets. So this is one kind of integration that we have done. So just to showcase, as soon as I logged in as an agent application, I automatically got logged in into my ticketing application too. So there's a basic API integrations that happened in the backend, and that's how the ticketing system opened up in the new tab, right? So the beauty of Chrome extension is it's available on all tabs, like you now on the Google tab, right? Say if I open anything else, say I'll just search for US phone numbers. So it's available here too, right? Correct. So over here, what we see is basically the conversation history, all the conversations that the agent has had in the past, right? The agent can always search for his conversation based on multiple filters, based on name, number, the different processes, the start date, end date, based on different dispositions. There are multiple filters based on which an agent can search for his conversations. Another cool thing is the agent can give a permission to listen to his own call recordings. As a conversation that he's added, I can just click here and listen to the conversation that happened, right? I'll just pause this, go back to the main screen, right? So this is the main dialer and the WebRTC enabled agent app that we spoke about that day, wherein the agent application hardly takes up 25% of the screen size. And behind this can be your actual CRM. Hello, I'm still audible? Hello?
Yeah. You good?
You could see a new tab opening up and a ticketing system opening up, right? Murtaza, Nasser, are you there?
Yeah, we're here. I see. I see
Okay.
you had a new tab open.
Did you see a ticketing application opening up as soon as I logged in?
Yes, we saw that for sure. Yes.
Okay. Could you see that the agent could listen to his own recordings also?
Correct. Very neat that you can do it right off of the Chrome extension
Perfect.
rather than having to go into a portal.
Yes. I'm sorry, I thought I lost everybody.
No,
It was a complete blank.
We're here for you.
All right, great. Right. Obviously, from here, you can, at a single click, you can initiate a call. Now, the way the entire thing is architected is you have campaigns, then you have processes. So campaigns is from a group level, and there are processes which can be synonymous to your teams, right? And there are agents who are mapped to each and individual processes, correct? So I can be part of multiple processes, and I can choose from which process I should be dialing now, right? Say, for example, I do, I say USA calling, right? So it's a different process that is being created and me as an agent is mapped to it, right? I'll just find a particular site where I see a lot of phone numbers. Let me see if I can fetch that site up.
You could use Digitcom if you'd like.
Okay, Digitcom. Is this the site? Digitcom.ca, right?
Yeah.
So when I hover over the phone number, you see this, an icon right here,
Yep.
which means it automatically, once I'm logged in, it automatically identifies if there's a phone number on the web page, and it can initiate a call right from there. Correct? So let me just try calling this. It only took 866, so give me a second here. I'll just dispose it off through some, let's say calling, I say click to call.
Thank you for calling Digitcom.
Can you
For
hear that?
customer service,
Yep.
press 1.
Perfect.
For sales, press 2.
Oh, yes, we can.
Right, I can directly go here, press 1, press 2, whatever is
If you do
required.
not know their extension,
Yeah.
you may press 7
There
for
are
a
call controls, which are like mute, hold, conference transfer,
Please hold,
etc.
and an operator will be with you shortly.
I'll just hang up this call so that I
Looks
don't
like
have to talk to the operator.
Looks like
Yeah.
Digicom needs a voice bot, man. Just press enter.
Yeah. So sure. So you know, we never had any kind of integration on your website. So what we were trying to demonstrate is, you know, the application or the Chrome plugin automatically identifies that there's a phone number on your web page. You hover on the phone number, a click to call icon appears, and you can simply click and make a call. So click to call in itself, a lot of other vendors, they offer as an API, which needs to be integrated and a lot of stuff to be done. But you know, just as an ease of use, you've made it as an inherent feature of the application. Having said that, you can always have API integration if at all you have to do some sort of validations or something before actually initiating the call, right? So I just make this as interested, was a demo call. I can comment. I can choose to pause myself after this call. I can choose to redial, which is dispose and redial, or I just go to a ready mode again. Correct? So now I see it here, the number that was called. Correct? Apart from that, a few other features in the agent application itself is all about the stats that the agent can view for himself. So say, for example, I come here, I can see what was my login hours, right? So how much time did I spend in what mode? How much time was I in stop mode? What was the total call time that I spent today? So 20 seconds. I can go here, I can see the talk time was 20 seconds, and I have bifurcations for each and every state, like how much time was the overall hold, overall mute, transfer, conference, everything, correct? I can also see my average handling time for inbound calls and outbound calls separately. So everything is available as a report to the manager, but we also expose all these statistics to the agent himself so that he can do some sort of self-analysis and get better, right? Total calls handled. Along with that, all the dispositions that he has done. Not a lot of dispositions that come in right now. Okay, right? Let's go into a pause mode. So all these are user-defined pause modes. You can define, like a manager can choose to define more reasons, and a report can be generated on a detailed basis on each and every reasons, like what reason, how much time was spent on each and every reason, and so on. Correct? So here's the pause reason. I go into pause mode. Correct? Now quickly get into the, say, into the admin application here on a different tab altogether. So I'm logged in on a regular window, and I've logged in as an admin on the incognito window, just to simulate as a different user altogether. I think we have ran through the dashboard on a basic level, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So this shows me the number of agents that are logged in currently as an inbound call.
We're not seeing that screen, Josh. If you don't mind swapping to the
Zoom. How do we make the entire screen share enable in Zoom?
Yeah, you go back to share and go back to share and share the desktop itself, the desktop you're on, entire desktop instead of just Chrome.
Oh, the desktop one. That's it?
Yeah, desktop one, that's it. It'll show everything on your desktop. There you go.
Great.
Yeah,
Able
I
to
can
see?
see that. Yep.
Perfect. Perfect. So you're now able to see this. And now able to see the agent application also, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so now I'm the admin panel, right? So here we show a quick view of all campaigns, all processes in last 1 week, what happened as far as the report goes, right? So here we show on a date-wise basis, on a daily basis, what are the volume of calls that you're having, right? You get to see that on 17, there were a lot of calls made. The red mark shows the inbound calls that were missed. If you're only interested in looking at outbound calls, you can simply omit that. Only interested in looking inbound calls, we can just take that part out.
Very cool.
These are the average call durations. So over here we see this on 15th we had largest duration calls, right? Over here we see a context report, the disposition reports for past 1 week. So I see in an overall basis, in last 1 week, there were like 18 conversations that were marked as testing, 13 conversations marked as interested. I can always filter this down to particular campaign and process. So I say test campaign, demo process, I say yesterday. I don't know what the results are. Okay, this is just points. So the dispositions changed based on only the demo process and the values, right? So that's what it is. So since I only took yesterday, it just shows till 11:59 p.m. Right? The hourly trend, what was the hourly trend? Was the number of calls that came at around 10 p.m. was 4, at around 11 to 12 a.m. was around 2. So these were the calls I've actually made outgoing, right? Any questions over here?
No, very, very, very neat, very simple. I like the look.
Sure. Okay, so we quickly move to the live monitor. Let's check here. I just select all for ease of use right now. Okay, it shows Jayesh on pause, tea break. Let's see. Yeah, I'm on pause, so I just get ready again. So over here, so I'm ready right now.
Very nice.
Right? This also shows, so this is absolute real time. Correct. Now, if I make a call, I read all that number.
Manual.
Right. So it shows the call is ringing right now.
Thank you for calling Digitcom.
The call
For
connected.
customer service, please press
Correct.
1.
I can click here, barge the call.
If
I
you
can see
know
what
the
campaign is
extension
going
of the
on, what
person
phone
you
number
wish
is being
to
called
reach,
on,
please enter it now.
what process
If you do not
is customer
know your
calling on,
extension,
the time
press
duration.
7 for a company directory. Otherwise, please hold and an
Now, if there are a lot of agents here, you always have a search button, right? You can search for agents quickly. You can monitor them, what's happening, what's not, right? Now this is showing it on the dispose state, right? You can also configure certain parameters like if this goes beyond 2 minutes, 3 minutes, the color changes. So you can actually take your attention to more important one or more important agents who are spending their times or not, probably not updating their status more frequently, right? So I just select a status right now, say again, testing, second demo call. I'll actually update this name. So next call, I get the name, correct? So I'm in the ready state again, correct? So here's basically a simple snapshot of live monitoring. Then we can quickly see conversations where it's like a detailed CDR report. Right, so over here, what we see is the timestamp, the customer info. Since I already updated your name, I see the name directly here, correct? I can click on this. The supervisor can listen to the recording. He can download the recording. He can set the file name of the recording the way he wants, or the copy. And he can also set the file name of the recording. Right. So this is where you listen to the recordings. correct? I can choose the way my file name should look when I download the recording. I need it as a phone number underscore agent name underscore date, or date first, then phone number, then agent name, and everything around that can be configurable. I'm hoping that the screens and everything is visible now, right? As I'm transitioning into multiple tabs.
Yeah.
Sure, thanks. So process info shows me all the details of what campaign is it. So there could be different lead sets, could be different caller ID. All those information are shown here. The call time and the call time bifurcations are shown here. So for a call to connect, it took 6 seconds. You can see ringing as 6 seconds. The talk time was 18 seconds. The disposition time, which is shown towards the end, is almost 51 seconds, right? So when you actually download this report as CSV from here, you get all the bifurcations in detail, right? So this is also showing you the comments that I put on the conversation, like was a demo call, was a second demo call, was a manual, then who disconnected the call, like the agent disconnected or the customer disconnected, right? And what was the status of the calls? Call was answered, right? Let me quickly check this if this works. So it's a small feature of screen recording which I had enabled. It sometimes takes time to download the recording. But what happens here is, I'll just explain it in a nutshell. From the call start to call disposition, the entire screen transitions are also recorded. So that's an additional feature wherein you can choose to record a particular agent, and their screen recordings are available to view on the screen directly. So the administrator, the supervisor, or managers can choose to see what was the agent's screen activity while they were on call, right? So apart from that, you can see all sort of possible filters that are available. Want to find from an agent, filter or calls through customer name or customer phone number, lead set. I'll touch lead sets shortly. Campaigns and processes, if you want to filter them down to there. You want to filter from disconnected, like who disconnected, how many calls were disconnected by agents and how many calls were disconnected by customers. Everything can be, filtered and downloaded as a report, right? So a lot of filters available that way. Contacts is basically the lead sets that we speak about. So in a preview dialing mode, so I'll quickly show how a preview dialing mode works. So say there's a preview dialing mode, I enter this section, automatically calls start popping up, right? And there's a timer. So the agent gets time to view the contact details over here. Give me 1 second, a lot of messages. The agents can check the contact details. He can just press this button to initiate the call, right? He can choose this to go to the next call. So if I say done, number is called. I say some disposition over here, second dispose, third dispose, connect. So yeah, 1 second. This is a 3-level disposition feature that we were speaking about the other day, wherein one disposition can be categorized, and underneath that there could be multiple other dispositions, and below that there could be multiple other dispositions. So you can actually go 3 level down and have categories and context properly given to the conversations, right? Just put some note. Right. I'll just say dispose and pause, because if I say dispose, it will automatically give me another call, right? So I'm just getting into the ready mode one more time.
And it gives you the call based on a list you have uploaded, Jayesh?
Yes. So that is where I move to the preview list, preview calling mode. So these are the lists that are actually uploaded, right?
Very nice.
Inside a contact list, you can have a set of contacts that are uploaded. And these contacts can be mapped to a process, and you can decide a date and time from when, starting from what time to what time the list should run. And there could be multiple rules assigned to it, like how many times a particular number should be called in a day, and all those kind of rules can be set for automatically the number to be dialed.
Can you take the list directly from Salesforce? Do you have that integration?
Yes, we have APIs for that. So
Okay.
we can share a complete API documentation. So there is a lead push API and a bulk lead upload API, wherein if you have an entire list in a CSV format, you can upload the entire list from Salesforce to our application, or alternatively, you can push leads one by one into the application. That answers the question?
Yes, it does.
Sure. Operations are generally a place where you create your users, campaigns, processes. I'll quickly show you how it looks. So we were just in test campaign. These are the number of teams that are defined into the system. There are inbound processes, manual processes, preview calling, test preview. You can map or unmap agents from here. Right, I can choose to add more agents. I can add more agents into the particular process, so on. So this is where you can actually map lead sets, right? Here you can also churn. So churning is once the entire lead set is dialed, you can actually decide, click on churn, and decide how many lead sets you want to call again based on certain dispositions or based on certain hang-up causes, correct? So
Sure.
based on those parameters, you can again re-churn the leads and let the system dial those contacts again.
Okay. So I can say go through the list and then go through the list again for every caller that that hit voicemail.
Yes, of course. Right.
Okay. Very interesting.
Right. Correct. Quickly touching on the APIs.
Yes.
So these are the kind of API integration. 1 second. So in test campaign, let's see the number of APIs that we've done for, say, demo process. Okay, we haven't done any APIs for demo process, but over here, I'll just show you. If you want an API to be fired on any application, third-party application, when a call starts, you can decide that. Generally, what customers expect out of us is when a call is disposed, when an agent ends the call, and after that, put some notes and everything, and after that, once the call is disposed successfully, they need an API that is called with all the disposition details, right? Like what was the notes, what was the duration of the call, what was the disposition itself. Everything is sent to the API that can be defined here directly, right? Anything can be, any URL that accepts or listens or is ready to consume the API can be defined here, right? It could be just a test. And all the parameters that you want to send can be defined here. All the basic default parameters will be automatically pushed to the application, right? So these are the multiple events in which APIs can be fired to a third-party application. Alternatively, all the configuration-related stuff can be managed through an API. So you asked the question about pushing a lead from Salesforce. You can also create a user or a new campaign or a new process from Salesforce. If you look at the API documentation, there's an API for each and every configurable parameter. And you can directly from Salesforce, add a new process or push a new lead, prioritize certain leads, do all those kind of stuff, right? Quickly touching on the IVR manage part. Hello, am I audible? Yeah. Yeah, so this is one complete IVR tree. It's a little complex IVR tree recently a customer had made. So we just made a demo application for them over here too. So you can decide what happens once the IVR starts. There's an API handler, right? You can click edit. You can choose what is the API URL. So this is the API URL based on the output. So these are the things that we send on the API, correct? So the customer is notified about the call came in.
Do you find Jayesh, that this is something that the client handles fairly well themselves? Like, do they need somebody on staff to sort of do this sort of work? I wouldn't expect a user to configure the APIs. I would assume there has to be a handler.
Developer.
of the APIs, or do you offer a service where, in the start, as part of the install, you go ahead and you handle all of the API builds that are required according to the customer?
We do that. We definitely do that. So we definitely have an API documentation.
Right.
Or development resources available with them. They generally need like an hour or two session, or 2-hour session from us or with our developers, wherein, hello?
Yep.
Yeah, a 2-hour session with our developers, wherein we explain how the entire thing is structured. And for support, we're always available, but we try and train the customers or the end users such that at least the basic IVRs they can build it by themselves. Right?
Yeah, I haven't seen such I haven't. It's interesting to see how you have embedded the API handling right within the IVR call tree. That's something I don't know if others offer. I think where there's a gap in my understanding is probably because I haven't seen the API documentation or one of them, which is fine. I'm sure we'll get to that at some point. I'll take a look at that, and maybe that kind of gives us the know-how on how to go about it. Very neat.
I have a question, Jayesh.
Yeah.
Is this something that we can train our partner to do implementation of as well?
Of course, yes.
Yes.
Of course, yes. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, like I said, we are there for support. We'll help you build this, and we'll definitely keep training you. So we definitely don't assume that at the first time you can build everything end to end, but with a little know-how on how the entire thing is structured, and what every parameters over here mean, and what every icons over here mean, subsequently it becomes easier for the end users or the partners to build it for their customers.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apart from that, I mean, then there are some basic reports for user analysis, user reviews, disposition analytics, and all sorts of standard reports that are present in every contact center system. So that's where we are as an overview. So I would welcome more questions rather than getting into each and every menu item, because I can just keep on going on for next 1-2 hours like this. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I was suggesting instead of going on into, so I just highlighted certain stuff.
Yeah.
And if there's specific questions, I think I'm open to take them.
No, not at the moment. I mean, from the walkthrough, it's and of course, having I wouldn't be a client. Being in telecom, we're sort of ahead of the curve in terms of understanding the walkthrough. So great walkthrough. I totally see where you guys are coming from, what you guys have tried to build in this software. I think, like I said, some of the highlights for me have been the ease of use on some of the builds that you can do. So some of the process building and some of the campaign building, that's very neat. And also just the way you kind of can maneuver around the data provided in the admin portal, that's nice as well. So for me, I think product wise, we'll get back on and maybe do a dive with an engineer on our side if others things work out well and get there. They would have a different look and they would look at these things a little bit differently than myself and David.
Sure.
My questions to come will be about how does the partnership work really? Jayesh, being in India, having your team of developers in India, what do you think? What do you think you and Digicom, or what do you think we need for the partnership to be successful?
According to me, the way we work here is, we train our partners as much as possible from a complete deployment perspective, plus training and configuration and everything. And if the partner can handle first level of support and the initial level of communication and coordination with the customers, that works fantastically well for us, because the second level of escalation, when it reaches us, it becomes more meaningful for us to support. Having said that, we do support a lot of partners and customers and handhold them till they are comfortable using the system, because every business requirement is a unique requirement, I would say. Even if we build or integrate or incorporate the entire world in the application, there is still a unique requirement that always pops out, saying that no, I need something else here and something else there, or a customized report, or a periodic notification that I need, a lot of
Okay.
stuff.
So
Yeah.
do you have a platform for your third parties or for your vendors like Digitcom to view all of the users or all of the instances per se? Is there because um, there's really currently we have two views on vendors. One view
Yeah.
is a vendor will take on all of the ticketing. They'll take on all of the support from the smallest thing to the greatest thing, from the
Got
most
it.
unique thing. And then the other ones are usually vendors that have built some sort of a platform where we can access, say, every single one of our customers and then kind of go through that. So what is there an offering on that side? Do you have a platform that looks at all the active clients that we would have, or that's not the case? We have to go into each and every client base. Like how does that, walk me through that?
Taz, just to clarify a question, are you thinking about remote monitoring and support, or like support as a service kind of a thing? When you're saying that for multiple clients on one dashboard or platform, is that what you're thinking? I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah, somewhere along those lines, right? So because Jayesh mentioned you train us on handling level 1 support. So now is there a platform where